Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda here, and welcome back to my channel, Hoot of the Sims. Now, today we are doing something a little bit different than we normally do, because I've been uploading a lot of History Challenge videos, but in a way, this is kind of associated with the History Challenge. So, as some of you know, we are moving on to Gen 2, which is the early civilization era. And they finally can live in a house with this challenge, which is super exciting. I really apologize about my voice today. My phlegm is beyond crazy. Gonna clear my throat. Sorry about that. But yeah, we are on Gen 2, which is the early civilization era. And I just wanted to do kind of like a Mediterranean Greek kind of village home, if that makes sense. So I made a little courtyard area. That's what you guys are kind of seeing right now being put together. It's mostly put together at this point, but yeah, just wanted to make a cute little home for my sim. Not something extravagantly big or crazy, but something that's like more functional for outdoor living, because I feel like they did a lot outside back in the day. Not like we don't do that now. I feel like less so we rely on the environment nowadays because of the big, farming companies and just, well, you know what I mean. Like just the grocery stores and all of that. We're not very reliant on hunting for our own supplies or material. So that was kind of my idea behind this, was to just kind of swing forward with a more outdoor living kind of home. And my ultimate goal, I think, for this generation is to get them horses at some point, maybe some chickens, some goats, I don't know, we'll see. But I do want her to live off the grid, because technically we're only allowed to use candles for lighting. So I figured that off the grid living made sense for this home, so that's what this home is going to do. Which is kind of exciting and also kind of terrifying at the same time, because I actually don't think I've ever legitimately used off the grid. So this is just going to be a lot of fun to play through and figure out, how we're going to move on to the next generation. Here I'm just kind of closing off the wall, so it's a full wall all the way around the house. And the wall is actually a 1x1 room, so we could eventually decorate in those walls. I added, in the future, you'll see, I added a bunch of little archways to kind of add interest just in the interior part of the wall. So it kind of looks like just like a temple, I suppose, with the open spaces and all of that. But we could put down like storage box or like debug items. We could maybe put something functional in the 1x1 wall. I don't really know what would fit in there, but we've got a lot of space, and the aesthetics are definitely what I wanted to do. I definitely nailed it. I feel like this is a really nice looking build. My goal for this generation, since she can make like candles and do a lot of crafting and stuff, is to open up a little stand for her so she can sell a bunch of her stuff that she crafts. So I made a little stall in the front. I can't remember exactly when in the video I end up doing that, but she has the ability to sell things on the lot with the selling table, which is super exciting. Sorry guys, phlegm again. Apologize. Also, I apologize I don't have my camera on today. I'm just kind of chilling and being a villain. I'm just kidding. I'm not a villain, but you know what I mean. I'm just chilling. I just got back from vacation and I'm a little tired. So, probably won't be doing face cam today, if that's all right with you guys. But my plan, I think, is to release this video before we officially start Gen 2, so you guys can watch the speed build. I don't know if I want to post like 2 videos that week, just because this is technically like a bonus video, and I kind of wanted to post the History Challenge weekly, but it just depends on how ambitious I am this week with pre-recording, because I like having videos, lined up and ready to go. And right now I don't have any lined up for upload. So this might be the only video you guys see this week, and I apologize, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's just a little bit of a change up. It's a speed build. It's still related to the History Challenge, and you will be able to see this house in our gameplay throughout the History Challenge, which is super exciting, at least through Gen 2. But yeah, so Gen 2 is technically like early civilization, so Greeks, Romans, Egyptian Empire, that kind of thing is what the early civilization era is technically supposed to be classified as. So I kind of went with more of the Greek style route, like, because it's very Mediterranean. But I also kind of went with Roman for like the walls and just kind of like the village vibe that I have in this build. So that's kind of exciting. I'm kind of meshing a couple of the building styles together to create this amazing build. So I wanted them to have a lot of yard space that was protected because my idea was like, here they're building for practicality, but also for protection. Because who knows what kind of wildlife technically was around back then that they had to protect themselves from, or invaders. So a lot of homes back in that early civilization era lived like within these walls. So it was like a city of walls and all like little tiny homes within those walls, and like all their city stuff was in the walls. Kind of like I suppose Lord of the Rings vibed. Where they have that big city on the mountain and it's all, walled in to protect from invaders. That was kind of like my idea with this build. And again, I think it turned out amazing. I'm really excited about it. I put some planting crop fields, which is super cute. Here I'm just kind of decorating the exterior just to give it a little bit more of a vibe, I guess, like adding to that Mediterranean look, that Mediterranean vibe. Eventually, I do add a bunch of vines on parts of the outer walls, which I thought was really pretty too. But yeah, it's just this build was a lot of fun to do. It's not really something I normally do, this kind of home. So I was really happy with how it turned out, and I hope you guys are too. I'm really excited, like I said, about this generation, and I think it's gonna be kind of cool as we progress and she earns some more money. We can get horses, like I said, goats, maybe some cows. I don't really know how much space we have in this area. It doesn't look like we have a whole lot. I might have to put the cows on the outside of the wall just because that barn is a little bit bigger. But my plan for that stall on the right-hand side that you guys can kind of see facing the front of the house is to maybe house some horses in there. I don't know if the horses are going to be able to get in and out, but that's kind of the plan. There's the selling table, as I was talking about, so she can make a lot of her crafts. I do end up putting down a candle table and a woodworking bench and I think a nectar maker. So she's going to kind of make some candles and nectar, maybe some painting. I know she has to get to level 10 in her guitar skill as well. So I could probably have her busk outside by the selling table. Maybe when she's got like a husband and kids, they could run the selling table and sell her stuff for her while she busts for some tips or whatever with the guitar. So that's kind of the plan, and I'm really excited about, moving on with the generation and getting, officially started, because right now she's going to be by herself for a little bit. She's still a teenager, so it'll just be kind of interesting to see how this generation plays out. But here I'm just using a lot of debug landscaping just to keep the price low so she could move in and I could like decorate with her funds that she had. And I was kind of surprised. I pretty much got everything I wanted, and she could afford it all, which was really exciting because I was a little bit nervous about doing that. So I actually ended up moving her in halfway through furnishing this because I just wanted to make sure that like I wasn't putting in effort furnishing things when she couldn't afford the furnishings, if that makes sense, because she wanted a guitar. She needs like, her crafting stuff. She needs at least one bedroom with a bed for now, just because she's still a teen and, they can't really get married as teens. I might get her a boyfriend before she becomes a young adult, possibly, and then maybe they can marry off together. But that's kind of like the situation right now, is that she's still a teenager, so she can't really start her family just yet. I mean, she probably could, because I do have wonderful whims, and I believe you can get teens pregnant with that. But I don't know if that's the route I want to take with this. And I know back in the day, like in early civilization, most of the time kids, people had kids when they were really young, like even 13 years old, which is kind of like, sorry guys, phlegm, which was kind of insane. It's a little insane to think about, but that was a thing back then. So people didn't live as long, and they had to, repopulate before they died. So that's kind of how it played out back then. But I don't know. I guess you guys can let me know in the comments, because like I said, I feel like I'm gonna post this before the first episode of Gen 2. So if you guys are liking the route of maybe her having a child when she's a teen, we could try to do that. I do know that my plan ideally was to age her up to a young adult once she gets an A in high school. So that's kind of the plan already, and I don't really know how quickly we can get her to, you know, become pregnant and do all that stuff before we have to, like, you know, progress, I guess, with her life. So let me know in the comments below what you guys are thinking, if that's a good idea. Maybe we just wait. Y'all let me know. I don't really care either way. But I do want your guys' opinion. So just let me know in the comments below. And hopefully I can incorporate that before she becomes a young adult. If she becomes a young adult before, I apologize. But yeah. So here I am just taking some of the inventory from the first house. If you guys remember, we lived on a lot without any sort of roof over our head in Oasis Springs. And I brought a couple of the plants over here because I thought that, like, you know, we're kind of done with Gen 1. We're not going to be playing with them anymore. And Pebbles had, like, quite a lot of plants. So I stole a couple of each of the kinds of plants and brought them over here. So Ica can, like, you know, have a fresh start to her garden and have some sort of way to make money in the beginning. So, yeah. Here I am just kind of putting together the interior, trying to figure out where I want the stairs. That was a little bit of a tricky situation for me. I was trying to figure out where exactly the stairs needed to go, and then I figured out, oh wait, that might be impractical. Let's just put a ladder. Because I felt like these homes were kind of small and cozy back in the day. Unless you were maybe like the king or the queen or the leader of your I don't know, like your civilization. So my thought was just to, like, furnish this very minimally, but also just generously, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm putting down some rugs. I put down some furniture that I thought kind of fit early civilization vibes. I didn't want, like, you know, a modern couch, like a corner couch. That just wouldn't make sense for this generation. So I put some, like, you know, wood couches down with some decorative pillows and that kind of thing. Here I'm just putting down some artwork that made sense in my mind too, but yeah. And originally I kind of wanted Pebbles' room to be upstairs, but unfortunately it didn't work that way because I also wanted a bedroom up there, and it wasn't really big enough after I put in the ladder to make her room upstairs. So her room is actually downstairs, and the kids will be living upstairs, which I don't think is a huge deal, but it might be kind of annoying when we get, like, toddlers and infants and they're trying to crawl around places, possibly, but we'll see. I don't really know what we're going to do, but yeah, that's how I have it set up right now. That's how I think I have it on the gallery. I think I already uploaded this build, if I remember correctly. I don't honestly remember, but yeah. So, and like I said, I was astonished by how much money we had to furnish this thing. It made me super happy because, like, you know, we were able to put in our full 2 bathrooms. We were able to, like, just get everything decorated and set up. Granted, the upstairs room is empty at the current moment, but that's fine because we, again, don't have any children. We're still a teen. We're still getting our feet on the floor and trying to run forward with, you know, what we need to do to succeed and start our family. But yeah, the only tub I was able to fit into this build, which in the beginning I had a clawfoot tub with a shower, but I actually realized that Pebbles had 2 tubs that she crafted because Pebbles had to get her handiness to level 10. So I actually ended up saving a little bit of a budget by removing that clawfoot shower tub and putting in a soaker tub that Pebbles made, which was kind of cool. So we have a little bit of Pebbles in our house, which is really nice. And eventually, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but eventually I do want to add a basement area so we can have, like, a little memorial for Pebbles. So when she passes away, we can have, like, a picture of her down there. Maybe a couple of her collectibles, maybe some of her handiness woodworking stuff. I don't really know. Eventually, when Pebbles becomes an elder, I might move her back in with Ica, just because I've had issues where their urns disappear if I don't know exactly where they die. Most of the time when Sims die, when you're not active with them, they die on their lot. But when I was playing the 100 Baby Challenge, I tried to go back to get my previous Matriarch's urn, and it was literally nowhere to be found, guys. Like, I could not find this urn to save my life. So I think for this generation and this challenge, I'm going to play it smart and move them in like the old matriarchs when they become elders, so I at least have their urns. It would be ideal to have like all of her siblings' urns, you know, Ika's siblings' urns and stuff, so we could have like a big graveyard. But ideally, I do want to like create a room and save it to my library and update it so every time a generation dies, I can like, you know, add a little memorial for them down there. This basement could also be a spot for us to like store our collectibles and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. But anyways, guys, we are actually nearing towards the end of the video. If you liked this speed build, please make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. This is something that I normally don't do, especially this style of home. So it was really fun and exciting for me to kind of do that. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it and felt like you were a part of it. So yeah, make sure you guys leave a huge like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. I really would appreciate it. It lets me know that you guys are, you know, just vibing, hanging out, and enjoying everything going on. So, but yeah, we will end the video here. Again, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next history challenge. And till next time, I can English. Hoot out.